Chris Goodway again from the Rent Roll Broker, and we're continuing our series in building a better business. In this series 8, we're looking at some of the key things that can not only affect the value of your business but also your cash flow from your rent roll. And a couple of points I want to cover today, but the first one is vacancy rates. If you have a rent roll that has a high vacancy rate issue, then as a principle you need to be looking at some key areas. First of all, let's have a look at comparing the vacancy rates that you have in your office with your area, and in particular with other agents that you're dealing against. You need to make sure that you're not adversely out of effect with those agents and higher than what they are. Some of the reasons, well, there are a few, but let's have a look. One of them, of course, is there an issue with your marketing campaign? Are you making sure that you're putting the properties out to the market in the areas where the tenants are looking? And an ideal way to find out where the tenants look, of course, is to do a survey with your existing tenants and find out how they found your property in the first place. Other areas to look at what other agents are doing, of course, whether they're using the internet strongly or whether perhaps a local paper and so on. But it's important to make sure that you are marketing the property in the location and in the areas where the tenants are looking. The other things that can affect your vacancy rate, of course, is the standard of the home. If you have a property that's run down, the lawns need cutting, it's dirty, it's not presenting well, then obviously that's going to affect the take-up rate for tenants because they're not going to want to rent that property. In that case, of course, it's important to go back, talk to the landlord and explain to him why the property is not renting. The other, of course, is the old adage, if it's not the property, it's the price. And you need to make sure that you're marketing your properties at a price that is relevant to other similar properties in your location. Because remember, if the landlord's not making rent, then you're not making management fees and income. So vacancy rates can have a big impact on your property's cash flow. Another area that can affect the value of your rent roll is tenant arrears. It's important that you have staff that understand the tolerance of a zero rent arrears policy. You must be very, very tough but firm and fair on your tenants. And there are some very good programs around for you to enable you to do that and to train your staff in making sure that that happens within your rent roll. Make sure that you train your staff in this area and make sure it is a company policy in this area of zero tolerance to rent arrears. The other area is making sure you have your office systemised. Now, a good, well-run agency with systems in place within your portfolio department will make sure that everything runs smoothly. And if you have key tasks for your managers all set out in one specific way, then if a staff member is away, it's easy for someone else to step into that role because everybody's doing everything the same way. And so making sure you have the right systems in place, you have the right procedures in place in your property management portfolio is extremely important. It takes a lot of stress off your staff and of course it just makes things smooth and a lot more palatable work where people are working. So remember, if your landlord's not making money, you're not making money. So get these things into order, and I hope that these few points have been a benefit to you today. Thank you for listening. It's been Chris Goodway from the Rent Roll Broker, and until next time, thanks for listening.